So this is our podcast setup. So let me invite Makayla on. I'm so excited. Wow. Hi, my name is Ayana. I'm a licensed massage therapist who owns a spa here in Tallahassee, Florida. And in this video, I'm interviewing the CEO of Master of Massage Minneapolis. We discuss how to use insurance billing to get clients, how she started her massage business, inspiration for massage therapists, and so much more. There are so many gems throughout this interview, so be sure to take notes and check out the description box for timestamps. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and comment your favorite part of this interview. Thanks for tuning in. All right, I want to welcome Makayla to the podcast. I am so excited to talk to you today. So this episode, we're going to be talking about massage and healthcare. We're going to be talking about how massage is medicine, and we're also going to be talking about your business and all the great things that you're doing within your massage business. You have a spa in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, actually, in the Twin Cities, which I've been up there and have seen it, and it's beautiful. But first, I just want to give you some space to introduce yourself, where you're from, and what propelled you to start your business.
I originally was born in Missouri, St. Louis, but I moved to Tallahassee, Florida as a young kid. I was 2 years old with my mom. And, you know, I grew up to a single mom, so you already know, the statistics behind that. And it was hard growing up, but at the end of the day, I feel like with my determination, I kind of just pushed through, especially after going to massage school and deciding, like, I love this. I got into a car accident and was like, my back hurts. Went to the chiropractor, found out there was massage, and ever since then, I knew it was for me. After that, I was determined.
Absolutely. And I just want to give everyone some background. So Makayla and I actually were in massage school together back in 2016? Did we start 2015 or 16?
Started 16.
Gotcha. Yeah. And so we were seeing each other literally every day. And towards the end of school, I remember you were talking about, as soon as you graduate, you are leaving, you're doing your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's literally exactly what she did. The last day of school, she went and moved away, like like that.
The day that we graduated, I left.
Yeah, immediately. She immediately went, and I know you went to Orlando at that time, and then later down the road, you moved to Minnesota. And what propelled you to move there to do massage?
So I didn't mention, I do have a daughter. So I do. I have a daughter. She's 7 years old. I wanted better for her, really. Like, I started at Massage Envy. It was okay, but I just saw more for myself. When our teacher asked, what do you want to do? When, as a massage therapist, I said I wanted to do NFL sports massage and stuff like of that nature and work with professional athletes, and I did. So I moved. That's not what propelled me to move to Minnesota, but it's just I knew that I wanted more. So, yeah. And I felt like with Minnesota being a place that's good for children, that I would just go for it, even though I knew nobody here. Like I said, I've always been that type of person. So I did. And almost immediately, I kind of got connected with my contractor at the time, and I started doing NFL and house calls, and I started doing hotel calls and these are upscale hotels. These are upscale, like, clients, people that actually take their health very serious and are also very determined people and professionals. So I just feel like doing that kind of put me in the place to, okay, this is kind of like, this is the model I want to be. So I just went for it and took risks at the same time. And I was broke and homeless, so it was not easy. But at the end of the day, I went for it. I just took risks, made plans, and then acted out on those plans.
Yeah, made it happen. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's I definitely admire about you. If you say you're gonna do something, you're gonna do it.
for
Especially when it comes to your business, which is why I feel like we connect so much because we're able to talk about business strategy, what's next, like always trying to move forward.
yeah,
Like what you mentioned about how you started, you mentioned working for NFL players, like doing services for them, doing massage for them, and being in upscale luxury hotels and seeing that type of wealth and seeing that type of being in that type of environment. I can only imagine what that does to your mindset, like what that makes you imagine for the future. What was
yeah.
it like being in those types of environments?
I felt there was probably, I felt purpose behind what I was doing. And then I felt like it was bigger than just, oh, I'm a massage therapist, or, just the simple thoughts that you would get as, having a career. I felt like, well, I can take it super far. And I mean, if you're passionate enough about it, you most definitely can. But it's just about planning. I can't stress this enough. It's like making the plan and then acting on it. Like, have you ever just sat and been aggravated because you had this plan, but you just didn't know how to get started or something like that? Well,
Absolutely.
I feel like, okay, well, my tool is Google. I'm not even gonna lie. So I'll just look up the first step to what I want to do and just go for it. And like some things I learn along the way, some things I'm like, this makes sense. This goes with this. So I need to get to that as well. So it's just about keeping your mind open and being optimistic in the business world, and then learning, like continue to learn. You can't be like, I'm at the top. No, you're not. You're still climbing, So at the end of the day, it's like just keep pushing for whatever goal, not only massage, but whatever goal you may have.
Absolutely. Yeah, I like that you mentioned that. And I want to go back to like what you said about you had clients who really took their health seriously, like saw massage as like a health practice. Um, at what point did you realize, okay, so people are really taking care of their bodies. I'm really good at what I do, and I want to make sure that people who are getting massages are making sure that this is like a health practice for them. Um, at what point did you like put two and two together? Like, okay, massage is definitely, I'll just say like medicine or like just so beneficial for the body, and I need to like promote this to people.
Sorry about that. I think my biggest thing was um when I started seeing the actual benefit. It was more of knowing about serotonin releasing, moving, the blood flow, just the whole circulation of the body. And I felt like, wow, this is really helping people seriously. Although, at first when I'm thinking massage, I'm thinking relaxing, like this is just for like leisure, but it's not. It's more so of it changes your whole day. It releases your serotonin. It makes you feel happy as soon as you leave the room. So that is very important to me. A lot of people are in a dark place right now and have been for a little bit too. So it's just facing life in general and seeing those happy faces come out. It's just, I know it works, and it's a magical thing. So I think people don't understand the medical side to it at all.
Right. Absolutely. It's hard to explain the medical side like simply. It's like there's so many different benefits and it depends on even what niche you're in massage to where you're talking about the benefits. Like for example, I mostly work with like women who are recovering from plastic surgery. I know you also have experience working with women recovering from plastic surgery too. And then there's also people who struggle from anxiety and depression who get a great benefit from massage because they have panic attacks, and massage, like you said, helps release serotonin, which is the chemical in your brain that's responsible for feeling feelings of happiness and feeling content and feeling good about yourself. And it really can help. I know I started realizing, this is healthcare when I was helping people get off pain meds. Like, that's so significant. If you go to the doctor, More than likely, if you have some type of issue, they're very, very quick to give you like pain medication. And if that works for you, that works for you. But imagine like a more holistic way of releasing pain, but also in a way that's long lasting. Like massage is long lasting because we are changing the patterns in which your muscles are communicating with each other.
Right. And a lot of people don't realize you overwork your body. And when you overwork your body, you get sore because what? The lactic acid in your body. The biggest thing we do is move the lactic acid. And I feel like when it stays there, it builds up. And worse and worse and worse, and then people are like, what do I do? But it's like massage. That's what we're here for. We manipulate the muscle tissue. And I feel like that is where people are misunderstanding our niche, and that is the muscles. The chiropractors do the structure of which is the bones, and we do the muscles. So,
Right. Yeah, and this is a great opportunity to, even for those who aren't massage therapists, explain like the actual definition or scope of practice. So we are manipulating the soft tissues of the body. The scope is a little bit larger than that, but that's it in a nutshell. So we are helping with the soft tissues of the body. So that's your muscles, that's your ligaments, that's your tendons. And that's a good portion of your body mass, your muscles and your tendons and your ligaments. So imagine getting that on a regular basis, what that can do for your mind, what that can do for just how you feel on a regular basis. But, a lot of people think that massage is a luxury, like something that, you know, is, you do it every once in a while on a special occasion. But you and I both know that it's something that you should do on a regular basis. How is that? How do you communicate to your clients that this is something that they should be doing on an ongoing basis?
I think the one thing that I always tell my clients is coming in for massage is a part of a self-care routine. Just as doing, yoga, or you're going to the gym to keep up with your body. It's a thing that you do to keep up with your everyday health. It just gives your body longevity. And imagine feeling good every single month and being able to get that refresh in your body that you need, and then get to, feel your best. So that's just really what I remind them. And that's just what's most important. And whatever we have to do in the session is, customized to them. But at the end of the day, you're going to get what you need for your body, and it's going to last, for that month or whatever I prescribe to you, as your massage therapist.
Absolutely. Yeah, I like what you said about it. You're prescribing it to them in a way. Like massage can be a prescription, and as a matter of fact, it's becoming more commonplace for health insurances to accept. They call it manual therapy. That's like the medical code for massage. In their practices, like so, clients can come to us and say, "Hey, my health insurance covers massage, and will you be my practitioner?" And then they can get it covered or have their health insurance cover a lot of the costs. And then at the same time, we can be reimbursed for that, or they can get reimbursed for that.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely want to talk about that a bit.
So I have a client, and we just figured out, basically through her primary care physician, that she can prescribe her massages that she can use, and she can have that money available to her on her HSA card, and that she can use at my business. So I would get paid directly. So I didn't really know that we could do things that way until like 2 weeks ago. But with the other way of the taking insurance, I mean, it takes a little bit longer, but you are getting reimbursed essentially. So you do have to do some paperwork. And have you done that before?
So in my practice, I don't do it that way because sometimes there can be issues with the health insurance companies to where, you bill your client for the services, but the health insurance decides that they're not going to pay for it anymore, or it's very iffy. And so I do it kind of the way that you mentioned, like the client pays for it out of pocket, but with the right documentation they can take it to their health insurance, and then they can be reimbursed. So we're already paid for the services rendered, and they can just get money back in their pocket. And I like that you mentioned the HSA. For those of you who don't know, the HSA is a health savings account. It's like an investment account that helps you pay for medical expenses. And that's interesting because I haven't heard like massage being linked to like um, being paid for by HSA account. So I'm glad that you brought that up.
It's new. But I didn't know anything about it. Her doctor actually, you know, because you have to get approved for what you could spend on the card. So she got prescribed it by her primary physician, and the funds were approved for the amount that I charge for my services. And, you know, she's coming in weekly. So this is, to, you know, rehabilitate her. So this is, yeah.
Wow, that's really awesome. Yeah, something I'll mention for any massage therapists who are watching, there is a way that you can get paid up front for massage and then create documentation to give to your client so that they could be reimbursed for those sessions that they did. It's a very specific thing, but you can definitely learn how to do that. And I'll just shameless plug, I definitely cover this in SpaBizSuccess, which is a program that I'm launching very, very soon. So that's definitely something that we cover is how can you create that documentation to give to your clients and say that you can accept health insurance because a lot of people don't know that they can do that.
No.
So definitely glad we're talking about this and starting the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So when you prescribe massage, so your massage therapist says that you need to get massage on a regular basis and you're able to get it covered by insurance, then that's a no-brainer. You should be getting massages like very, very often.
Exactly.
How often do you recommend to your clients to get massage, or does it depend?
It definitely varies, depending on if it's, you know, a lymphatic drainage patient for post-op, or, you know, post-op clients, and then, you know, different. So if you're coming in for lymphatic drainage just for, you know, self-care routine, so you don't always have to come in, you know, for post-op care for lymphatic drainage massage. You can come in, you know, for your regular self-care routine, and that is like once every month, you know, for me.
Mhm.
And then for lymphatic drainage for my post-op clients, depending on what you got done, which that we both know there's a variety of things. There's so many things that you can get done. So
Yeah.
I that varies so much, but I usually say, you know, in the beginning, twice a week for
Yeah.
like 3 at least, and then, you know, go from there and see how your body's adjusting, and healing, and reducing its inflammation and stuff like that. So for regular massage, people have different um, scales of things that are wrong with them or not, and it could be a 60-minute session monthly. It could be a 90-minute session. It could be a mixed customized session with lymphatic and PSU
Mhm.
or therapeutic. It's just, I really take my clients and I whip up what's best for them. It's
Yeah.
so individualized when it comes to massage. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It really is.
I mhm. Yeah, I like that it's not like a one size fits all. It's like you're addressing the client, you're doing your intake with them, and it's like you can create a custom plan for them, which is so important because just having like a regular routine doesn't fit for like everyone, or just having your standard, you know, come back in a month, drink water. That doesn't work for.
I don't do that because it's just, you know, it's just not personalized to me
Yeah.
if you're not personalizing it. Like
Hmm.
say, regular massage places like that, and they don't emphasize on, it's more of like the spa, you know, they don't emphasize on the medical side to it, and that's where it's not customized in those industry um, massage companies, and it's just, that's where it's just different for my company, and that's why the results are pretty much probably better, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like clients definitely can feel your intention and feel like if you are customizing something to them or if you're just doing like a run of the mill, like one size fits all type of service. And yeah, and I kind of want to switch gears over to, or actually ask you a fun question. How often do you get massages as a massage therapist?
I try to at least do once a month,
Hmm.
but my goal is twice a month just because I use my body so much. I have been getting more massages lately because of my, I've been getting lymphatic drainage. So for my self-care routine right now, that's what I'm adding in mostly. But usually I would do twice as a body worker, and I use my body a lot, and so does everyone else. So
Hmm.
twice a month.
Right. I honestly, when I was pregnant, I couldn't believe that that was the first time that I was getting massages on a regular basis. Like, I actually found a go-to massage therapist because I think that was my problem. I couldn't find like a go-to, but now that I know my go-to person, I was doing it more often when I was pregnant because my body was working like twice as hard because, carrying a child and all of that. But even now, I definitely want to maintain that. So if you're a massage therapist watching, definitely make sure you keep up with your own body work because it can make a huge difference and help with your longevity. And it is healthcare. If we're promoting healthcare, we really should practice what we preach. And
They say never trust a massage therapist that doesn't get massages.
oh my goodness, yeah, because I mean,
Well, it's the same.
mm-hmm,
Can't
absolutely.
preach self-care and then not do it.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Hmm.
But I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about, so you mentioned that you came to Minnesota, you basically started your business from scratch. Like, how has that journey been? Because you even mentioned, being homeless at one point and really just building things up over time. How would you describe that journey so far?
Um, Anything that I did, I grasped onto it. Anything that I did, I let's see. Huh. You learn a lot along the way. Even in the past year, there's just little things that you just keep learning and you keep adding. You're never going to know everything. You can make a plan for your business. You can make it as long as you want. You're still never going to have everything on that list because you're going to learn things along the way. It's just learning those things, accepting them, and then figuring out, okay, is this going to make me grow? Or is this going to is it pointless? Or is it going to set me back? So it's really differentiating your choices and, with your money, like being very kind of like frugal with your money because you are going to need it, especially if you want to get into marketing, if you want to have a place of business, if you want to even get your LLC, things of that nature. Um, you want to make sure that you are just very consistent and on top of all of the goals that you need to hit and hit those goals because one step behind another person's ahead of you. And
Mm,
that is. So it's just about staying determined and then just keep hitting your goals and then getting help. Look for help. Um,
mm,
for help. Look things up. Take classes. You want to be knowledgeable in this career because if you're not gonna make it too far. You're gonna be you're not passionate about it. So make sure
mm,
you're passionate about it as well. If you're in the massage field and you want to grow a business and you want to have a business, make sure this is what you want to do because it's a lot of work.
mm.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, absolutely. I think maybe that's why some people start and then they fail so quickly after because maybe they're not passionate or they're not prepared for the hardships that come with it. And I like what you mentioned about getting help. That's why even why I started, helping with mentoring other massage therapists who like want to start a business but don't know where to start. Money management is like a whole other breed, like when it comes to business, because you have your personal finances and then you have your business finances. And having good cash flow determines if you grow, if
Or
you
able to manage it at all.
right, exactly.
That's
And
a factor.
right. And I know in your business um you understand scaling. This is something that I talk about a lot is scaling your practice, and you have a team now. And how's that been so far?
I love having a team. I love being able to provide for my team and be a role model for my team. And I just love the family vibe of my team as well. We treat each other like family, keep the energy very well and well-rounded. And we make sure that we stay on top of, even if we're not going to be perfect, put it that way. Never going to be perfect.
Yeah.
Never. But at the end of the day, as long as you are trying your best and you're meaning it, I think that's what makes our team super, just super.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when you have like a team that feels like family, that sometimes it makes it seem like it's not even work at all. You're
No,
like, yeah, going home in a way.
it's so fun. And my girls, they're like, they all have this personality to them. And like, not only that, it's they love what they do. We always talk about, oh, I just, my client was so happy, like as soon as they left, like we're so extra, like after sessions, because we love the way we make people feel. It's like, yeah, we're bomb because we made you feel bomb, like it's just that energy that we keep flowing in our space that just keeps it so lively in there.
Yeah.
If somebody's coming in, and their whole world feels empty, I bet you they'll feel happy when they leave.
Absolutely. I love that because I feel like that type of energy can radiate to your clients because I tell massage therapists all the time, you are not just a massage therapist, you're not just a business, but you're a brand. So you also want the people within your team to represent you well because you all represent each other. So I love that you have that family vibe with your team. That's good.
Like, you're not going to succeed with a team that's not passionate. You're not
Right.
going to succeed with a team that's not goal oriented. Everybody's different. I'm not going to say, we're all perfect. Like, one does laundry more than the other and we're happy with them. Like, at the end of the day, we help each other in different ways, so, and it's just keeping that balance and keeping that positivity and consistency. And I wasn't going to have a team that wasn't how I am. It would never work. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's my energy pushed into my therapist and pushed into my business and pushed out into the world. So
Absolutely. Yeah. And I don't even think I mentioned to you all, but Makayla's really young. Like she's a boss out here with a team, a storefront, started from scratch, built everything up from zero all the way up. Like that's amazing. I'm 25, so you're 24. Yeah, that's
24,
incredible.
yeah.
Right, which is why I don't know. This works out. I'm glad that we're talking today because I just feel like other people need to be exposed to see that it's possible to start something from scratch and build it up as long as you have like a positive mindset, like you mentioned. And I want to switch gears over to that. What are some ways that you stay positive when it comes to business or even life in general?
Um, I have to admit, rely on my family and my loved ones.
Mhm.
Um, it keeps me it keeps me driving. My daughter. Um, I want to say, I think life. I think I am so passionate about life because you don't know about anything else after, before, around it. You just know what's right here. And I think if that's not enough motivation to just push out energy, I feel like then what is? You know,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, it's sinister, but I'm like, I'm gonna die one day. No, I'm about to get up and like change the world right now.
Mm,
That's just my crazy mindset. Like,
absolutely.
I want to say, like, I would say just fire, full of fire. And
Mm.
I'm just ignited, so I won't be put out till who knows.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with like relying on like loved ones to kind of help you get through the day. Because even if I think about you and I feel like I feel so inspired just like talking to you, and that's something I emphasize too on my platform is that it's good to have people around you that are like moving forward, people who have big goals, people who like are kind of into maybe the same things that you're into. So we both own businesses, we both have a team, we're both like familiar with scaling and with doing a good job in our business and being like good at what we do. And so even with that, those similarities, like we can talk about so many different things and inspire each other, feed off of each other in a way that propels us into growth. And I love that for
And
us.
we have for years, by the way, for years now.
Yeah, for years.
We have been in pickles and called each other so many times while we have grown our business. And I feel like actually half the time, if I didn't have to talk to, I'll be like, what the heck, you know? So not only are you inspired by me, I'm inspired by you, and we have ricocheted energy off of each other since the beginning. So yeah.
Starting from zero, like
Yeah. It's
imagine
just
that.
loyalty and that drive and energy in each other. And you should surround yourself with like-minded individuals, because if you don't, you will get set back. If you hang around people that are getting in trouble, you're going to be in trouble. If you hang around people that are owning businesses and, having a good life, and, even you don't have to own a business, being a part of a business, any business, and being positive in that business, you need to be around those individuals, because if you set yourself up for failure, that's what you're going to get.
Absolutely. It's like whatever you put out really does come back to you. Like, I
and you
really do. Mm-hmm.
can speak it too. The
Yeah.
does not pick up on I want or none of that. The universe picks up on what you're giving out, and that's that. So
Yeah. This is why I say, like, you can say all the affirmations you want, but if you're
yeah.
not, like, actually living in alignment with what you want, then that doesn't make sense to
Nope.
me.
Manifestation is I think one of the, if it's not number one, it's in the top 5 things that I do to stay grounded. Manifesting things is so powerful that it's unreal, and I think people don't even pay attention to it at all. Like you manifest every single day. Like the second you wake up, even in your dreams, you're manifesting. It's just deeper than that.
I can talk about this all day.
Okay.
Don't know that.
Like, manifest every second that you are breathing, you're manifesting.
Yeah, and
It.
it's like I know this to be true because I mean, and I kind of shared my story too on social media, on YouTube, and you know it firsthand about how, like, I don't know, started with zero when it came to my business. And I remember when the pandemic happened, being unemployed for quite some time and like getting out of like a toxic relationship and leaving that and just, oh my goodness. And, starting from there and then realizing as soon as I cut off, that toxicity, everything just blew up. Like, that's
Because it's like
incredible.
you're stuck in a, if you ever find yourself asking yourself, why does this keep happening? Or like, why am I running in circles? Like those two mainly, you gotta you have to practice literally what you want. You have to practice that. You can't keep asking yourself why, because you keep asking why.
Yeah.
That's so you gotta practice what's right and what's ethical for your life as well. Keep that in mind. A lot of people do not practice what's ethical.
Yeah.
There's laws, but like all of them aren't right. All of them aren't ethical. So
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, you have to, as a human being, regardless of everything else around you, make sure that you stay, because that's going to keep you different from everyone. Because a lot of stuff is not ethical out here. So as long as you stay ethical, practice what you're preaching, practice wisdom. That's another thing. Look into wisdom. You would think like wisdom is a thing. No, it's a practice. Being
Yeah.
a practice. People don't understand that at
Right.
all whatsoever. So start practicing being wise. Get to know your virtues. Get to know what your virtues are. Practice those. Put them into action.
Mm.
That's where
Yeah,
I started.
especially, and that's reflected in life, that's reflected in business, especially when it comes to ethics. Like I always like to think, not all money is good money. Like if you're not familiar with a type of modality, oh, I think you got off the
Oops.
oh goodness.
Oh,
We can keep it going. Let's see. We'll keep it going. Let's see. Yeah, on the live, but yeah, if you're not familiar with a certain type of modality or something like that, and you do it anyways, like I don't always think that's ethical. Like, so it just depends.
yeah. We know there's a lot of people out there that the make it thing, you
Mm,
know, which I mean, in certain circumstances, sure,
mm.
not feeling your best that day and you got to fake it. But like that's different than pretending like you know how to do what I do.
Yeah, that's hard. And that's why referring is so good too. Like you can refer people out um to someone who knows something a little bit better than you if you're not feeling confident about a certain modality. And I know you're into networking, so you have used networking to kind of uh, have more exposure to your business and all that stuff. What do you think is like a good rule of thumb when it comes to networking with others?
I think you need to find a group, find a reliable group, find a group that has a variety, not only massage, everything, like lawyers, chiropractors, doctors, shoot, people that do roofs, roof, roofers, like it doesn't matter. Like make sure that there is a variety of them because those people know their people and their people know their people, and then it's spread out across the map. Like there's just it's like undeniable that you will not get out there through referrals pretty much in that way. I was and being a part of and I being able to do partnerships. So partner with people is like a big thing. You you have to partner with other businesses to grow your business.
Yeah.
That's it trust, especially in a a medical field. You definitely want to be trusted in the medical field. So you want to get connected. So, BNI is actually you do have to be invited something like that, but there's many groups. Go on Facebook, find different groups in the medical field, in any field. But networking is very super important. A huge part of growing, and it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of one-to-ones. It takes a lot of meeting people that maybe not. You don't want to get to know people. You want to be optimistic when you're meeting people, because you could meet an event
Yeah.
like planner, like you probably would think, I can't get nothing from. They have an aunt that needs a massage like now. So
Yeah.
like to make sure that it doesn't matter who you talk to. Every single person you talk to matters throughout the whole day.
Mm.
So make sure who you're talking to, that's a part of your, oh, is this going to benefit me or not? You remember that? So is it going to benefit me if I talk to this person? You, is it going to benefit someone else if I talk to this person? You got
Mm.
to have those, you got to think about others and yourself. So it's just having that mindset, continuously. And that's going to keep you around the right people too. That's also going to keep you in the right direction. So just, it's a task, and it's tedious, but in the long run.
Yeah, these are all gems. She mentioned Facebook groups, BNI, which, BNI, they have chapters all throughout the United States. So you can look into how to get,
Global. It's
oh,
global.
global. Okay, wow.
Global.
So everywhere. So there's really no excuse not to try to be connected in something like that. And I like what you mentioned. I think of like a filtration system. Like, does this benefit me? Does this not? And kind of thinking on your feet when you're networking with other people. Um, that's all good stuff.
And we can get into deeper parts of, everything that we're talking about, but it would take us what? So long.
So very long. Another topic I want to talk about is investing, like especially when it comes to your business. So not like investing like, Bitcoin. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about spending money to make your business better or to add something to it. What are some things that you think is really important to invest in when it comes to your business or branding or your clients and all that?
Make sure you invest in, I would say, your marketing most.
Mm,
Um, you got your platform that you're going to schedule. You have, invest in your product
mm,
as well. Invest in your product. Invest in your space.
yeah.
Those all matter. They really do, because it sets the tone. Invest in your brand.
Mm,
Invest
yeah.
in your brand. Like, it took me forever to even, I hate to admit it, but it took me forever to even care about my brand, because I was just so worried about massage person, make them feel better.
Mm,
Before I'm before I even made my brand, I, had clients, but that was just off, the next.
mm,
But invest in your brand. That's
yeah. That's
that's
really important.
that's gonna that's gonna make people remember you and remember your business. So, when you see Cheez-Its, they're Cheez-Its. If you see a box that looks like Cheez-Its are in it and it say Cheez-Its on it, it's like those aren't Cheez-Its. They look like Cheez-Its, but they're not.
Yeah. I love that. Don't be the not cheeses. Be the actual cheeses. Don't be the knockoff. Be the
Right.
original.
Like, make sure that your brand sticks out. Make sure you're investing into that
Yeah.
because it matters. It makes you branded.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to, in my opinion, spend money on things that matter to you. Like
Yeah.
I when sometimes when I talk to other massage therapists or even sometimes clients, but I'll just talk about massage therapists. Like some of them want to see improvements in their business and they want to learn how to do things better, but they're not willing to pay for it. But you're wanting to get paid more, but you're not willing to pay for like a direct route to like knowledge or like learning how to do something or just bolstering your brand or business. That doesn't add up to me.
Well, that goes into not being passionate enough about it to where it doesn't me, you know me. If it's gonna benefit, I'm going in and taking the risk. It doesn't matter because I see a better outcome on the end of it.
Right.
So I think that just goes be more passionate about your business. And passion doesn't you can't force yourself to be passionate about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what do you want people to know about Master Massage? Like what's next? Like what's something that you just want everyone to know about Master Massage?
Um
I'm sure there's so many things, but
I know I know that you're welcome in for sure. You're
Mm,
welcome to come, you're welcome to, come have a feel of the magic that in our sacred place called
mm,
massage. It's very sacred. Everybody doesn't get booked in there because
yeah.
sometimes we're always fully booked. I feel like that goes to show, the worth that's in and um it's a sacred place. Everybody is a recognized in our place. So
I love that. So
I
everyone's,
say
I like that. Everyone's welcome at Master Massage. And
every
I also want to mention that it's beautiful. Makayla sent me some pictures of some photo shoots that you did because you ended up getting like multiple, like, well, you did this a while ago, but multiple like rooms. So it's like you have the building, like that's yours. And it looks really, really beautiful from what
thing.
I saw. I can't wait to visit and like see it in person and maybe
Yes.
get some services.
I wanted to make it like I
Mm,
I wanted to make it when you come in. First off, I'm very, like I said, fire. So I definitely want to feel like, ooh, come in, like this is a mystical place. I definitely want to give mystical vibes when you come inside. I want there to be neon lights. I want them, I want you to feel like you're you go in my room. I want you to feel like you're out on planet Earth and you're in outer space when you're in my space room. I want you to feel
Yes.
magical, and I want you to let go. I want you to levitate in my space. And that's magic that happens.
Yeah, it looks like a magical space, especially with like the ambiance and the lights, and I love that a lot. I guess one more topic I want to talk about, kind of like going back. We mentioned how massage is something that you can bill on medical like insurance or HSAs, those types of accounts. So really, there's no excuse for people not to rebook if that's the case. Um, it's like this is
Yeah.
a healthcare service. What are some ways that we can really emphasize to our clients that this is something that they need to be having on a consistent basis?
Do you get out of bed and your back hurts?
Oh my gosh.
Or are you just getting out of surgery and you're stiff and you feel inflamed and full of fluid and you can't stop crying because it hurts?
Mm, that's
Hi.
insensitive enough. Yeah, I like to tell, especially like massage therapists, if they're wanting to rebook clients on a regular basis, you really have to explain the benefits. Not everyone knows that when you get a massage, now you have more serotonin, which makes you feel good, which helps alleviate anxiety and depression. Like, who doesn't want that? And
Mm-hmm.
and it feels good.
And remind them of why they came in and how they feel when they walk out.
Right. So that intake process is kind of crucial too, especially if you're meeting someone for the first time.
First, that's the other thing, massage therapist. You have somebody in a very vulnerable state.
Mm.
Make sure you do intake. Intake is very important. That is going to be like the number one determining factor of the loyalty of this client. You want to make them feel special because they are, and you want all their problems and all their needs and wants and goals to be recognized and fulfill them.
Mm.
All that matters in keeping a client. So that's definitely what I would say on that.
Absolutely. I know in my practice, intake is mandatory. I like automate it with each session so they have to see it and fill it out. And, I know what I'm walking into when I do a session, or if, someone from my team does a session, like doing intake is like, it's mandatory, especially if it's been, even if you're like a returning client and it's been a while, we still have to go over intake, even if you've, filled out intake before. But a lot of people don't realize intake is not just, a sheet of paper you fill out or a form that you complete. It's like when someone comes in, sometimes it's, some therapists will even do, the name is blanking, but like client, like analysis, like the way you walk or the way you're holding your shoulders or the way your postural assessment is what it's called.
And I would say a good massage therapist would do that because you want to see what you're working with. You want to see how you can fix that body structure, for what we're trained to do, the muscle structure. And you can see that with the type of intake procedures.
Mm.
So I would definitely encourage that as a professional massage therapist or professional spa. I would definitely want that for it to be more professional and have a good taste in the client's mouth. You know how you treat your client, how professional and knowledgeable.
Yeah, knowledgeable is a key word. Like I want to be able to explain to you why, if I work on this area, for example, why that could help with you like raising your shoulder up, how that can relax those muscles, but explaining it in a way to where they can understand, because it's not like they took anatomy or physiology or pathology or anything like that. Like to me, it's a pet peeve if, even if I've had massages and someone tries to, even though I'm a massage therapist, but like sometimes I don't tell massage therapists if I'm like getting massage, I don't say it sometimes because I just want to be a client on a table. But like if you try to explain something to me and it's like in all these anatomical terms, no, I just want to know what your treatment plan is and move on from there. But yeah, so doing that client assessment is really important. Even like making sure you note things after appointments, that's mandatory in my practice. Like making notes for each client so that I know what we worked on before, so I know what to address this time.
And ask about, because you don't want to come in and be like, what did we work on last time? Like, no. And I've done it here, but I have like a million clients already.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, it's very important to soap notes. Soap notes we actually did a lot. We practiced those
a lot.
So it's easy for me to write soap notes. I worked in a chiropractor office. We did soap notes after every client. So I mean, soap notes are they're kind of like vital, low-key, if you want to like, especially if you're going to have a long-term client. You want to make sure that you're noting everything. You want your doctor to know everything, right?
That part, okay.
Right. So us to note, okay, I don't want to say like medical terms, but like your shoulder is feeling better than it was last time. That's great. So that means we're improving.
Right.
How are you going to be improving or not if you're not writing down notes?
Right, and that's more incentive to keep coming in, and your insurance is going to pay for it, and this is going to help your health altogether. This is preventative. Like, there's really no reason not to be rebooking.
There's no why not.
Exactly.
This is like mandatory, like how master mandatory 2020, literally massage mandatory as of 2020, and this is last year. So
yeah,
literally.
And so even if
we have been overextending our muscles since 2020. So let me know why I have not came in yet.
Shoot, since we've been born.
That part, literally.
For years.
Yeah. Years and years. And people, what, 70% of people have desk jobs? You're literally overextending your low back muscles for sure.
Right. And like 99% of people have phones. So what are you doing? You're clenching. You're oversized or heavy. You're looking down. Like, yeah.
My neck is sore. For sure.
I might need a massage right now. Like, just.
Like, it really hurts right here. But that goes to, I need my second massage this month.
Yeah. I love this conversation because, like, within this conversation, we're talking about, massage is healthcare. It's medicine. There are ways to get reimbursed for your insurance if you get a massage. So there's no excuse not to have one, but also on the other side of it, there's no excuse not to be rebooking clients because you're telling them why this is beneficial for them, and you have the knowledge to be able to tell them what you'll be able to work on and how they'll get better over time. And you're putting notes in your appointment so that you know what to bring up, when you see them again. And I feel like that's all a good formula for, I don't know, having a very sustainable practice, a practice that stays booked and not only stays booked because, that's not the most important part, but having a good rapport with your clients. So I feel like everything we talked about, it all feeds back into each other. We talked about investing in your business, investing in your brand, and investing, not being afraid to spend money within your business. We talked about a lot.
We talked about a lot of things, some juicy details about business. And going back to the last thing we talked about, make sure those were all steps. Every single thing we said, those were steps. Make sure you take them as a massage therapist, as a business owner, or as a, you're a part of a company. Make sure that you are acting. That's going to make you more successful. And one of those steps, make sure that you make it a priority that job. And massage therapists forget what their actual job is. They get sidetracked. You need to make sure that you are staying and taking those correct steps as a therapist to make sure that we all look and we get the title that we deserve.
Absolutely. Get the title that we deserve, get paid for our time. I feel like time is so valuable. Like,
Very.
it's so valuable that people will pay for it, like pay to get more time back. Um, which also goes back to the other thing that we mentioned, which is get help if you need it, get mentorship if you need it, because
Yeah.
that can help you save so much time. It's like that's why, you know, I've pivoted my platform more towards like massage therapists, because I want to help other therapists, body workers. We work so hard, like learn from me, like learn from some of the mistakes that I've made early on. Not even mistakes. I won't even call them mistakes because we're thinking in abundance, but things that I've learned from, and, you know, save so much time. If I would have known some of the things that I know now, it would have saved me so much time.
And you got to give credit, though. It didn't take us long to learn it, though. We're quick learners.
Right. Very. We
Don't,
scaled very quickly,
we
and
definitely,
so thankful for that.
yes. So
Yeah.
that's why we should feel better. And and no one else should either, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
If fail, and I wouldn't even say fail, something messed up or it didn't go according to plan, get back up and keep it going, and adjust where you need to adjust.
Right. And make sure, like, examine your circle, because I think a reason why we scaled so quickly is because we like to surround ourselves with people who are like growing and like wanting to build their businesses, wanting to like excel, and not trying to be like back there, wherever that is.
Yeah, positive and no dwelling loud. No dwelling. We're only going forward. You have a million sentences, but all in that same.
Yeah. I feel like something about us too is that, you know, even if something happens, like something that like we didn't like happen, like we can be sad about it for a minute, but then it's time to get back
Yeah.
to
Oh, so anyways, you're too much. Anyways, we gotta
Yeah.
keep going. Like we gotta keep the bigger picture in mind because both of us are very emotional individuals. So I would say, that's another thing about getting us out of those little pickles where we're like, I feel stuck. I feel like I'm overthinking. I feel like I'm missing something. But those are all good things to feel because those things keep you. Don't make those things bring you all the way down. Make sure you keep those to keep motivated if that's all you got. You know?
Absolutely. I love this conversation. This is good. Like I feel inspired, and I feel like other people who rewatch this will feel inspired and feel like they're not stuck, or they don't have to stay stuck, that there are ways to move forward. I feel like we dropped a lot of gems that are going to help people move forward, and I'm just really glad that we got to highlight your business, because you really are doing like big things, and it's only going to get better. This is just the beginning.
Of
Isn't that
course.
crazy?
Yeah. And I don't know who was at the beginning of the live, but like how I didn't really have too much to say about the past.
Mm.
Doesn't come to mind because I'm looking forward. I can't. There's nothing else to think about. I'm not gonna get that time back, whether I used it valuably or not, what matters. And I can't remember anything that wasn't valuable. So all those little things that maybe you think about, well, I had my kid at 16. My dad was I was 2 years old and still there.
Mm.
Oh, you can't. Those aren't things that you should be thinking about. Those are things that should be trying to be the best you, no matter what your path. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you literally.
Yeah. I want to touch on one last thing before we wrap it up, because I know you mentioned past, and even in the beginning you mentioned being a single mom, and you know I'm a new mom, and so mom plus business, like how that works. How do you manage like being, I'll call it a mompreneur? That's like a cool,
Mom,
yeah.
um, I've. It's hard. I'm
Mm.
not gonna sit here and lie. It's hard. It's crazy. Sometimes I feel like I don't spend enough time with my kid, but I do. Um, I put her into something. Like if you have a kid, put them in something so that you can take them to that and make sure that you are in their life and you are motivating them as well. So like, your kid's at school all day and I want to get into like there's programs where you help with getting your kid and all this, but that's off topic. But like at the end of the day, something. Take them to the park once a week. Watch a movie with them once a week. Help them with their homework. Like, you need to act on these things that you think about, and you're not going to get to it every day. Not perfect. But at the end of the day, do as much as you can, and that's going to be the determining factor. Do you feel good about being, you're doing the things you're thinking about. Don't just think them. Oh, I'm going to take my kid to the park, but never do it. That's going to make you feel bad. Then you're going to keep adding that pile. Make sure you have, or my daughter goes to gymnastics. She's always going to go, and I'm always going to see her doing that because I have that set for her. That's just the time that you're spending with your kid and motivation they're getting on the, and they're a part of a group. So it's just making sure that you have your kid active in something.
I love that answer, like making sure your kid is engaged and involved in something, because I feel like that's a kid's job, is to learn and grow and like learn from others, socialize, things like that. I'm even thankful, even within my practice, my business, while I was pregnant, I was kind of worried because I was like, I don't have like, at that time I didn't have like a consistent team in the beginning. And so I had to think fast and hire a good team, people who would be loyal, people who want to see the business grow. And I tried to automate things as much as possible so that, when I do give birth, like I don't have to worry about anything. I don't answer phone calls. Like I don't have to schedule appointments. Like all this stuff is done for me. And so that's something that has helped me, like learning how to leverage technology, and do things that way. Because I have a young child, so he requires a lot of attention. And I'm still trying to like work on the business and grow and mentor and all that stuff. So I'm glad that I put that in place. And I really do like what you said about like making sure your child is involved in something, especially if you have an older child. Chloe's like, what, 6? 7. Oh, wow. Time really does fly. I really need to come back up there, take a flight, a business trip.
Exactly. Business trip, girl.
Yeah.
So,
but
and back to investing. To invest in your business. Right now, I have a bot now. So like if I don't answer the phone, like people will get automated text messages, set up an appointment. So I'm not missing out. Also, you're still getting the customer service, and if you have any calls, leave me a message, and I'll get back to you when I can.
Exactly. See, she's on the automation game. That's the automation. Like it's done for you. You don't have to spend time doing it. It's so menial. Like, even recently, I set up a massage with someone that I used to work with, but I was just so shocked that we had to like text about it because I had to like reschedule, and of course, I gave him a good notice, like 2 days notice or whatever. But I was just so shocked that we're still like texting about when we're gonna show up for an appointment. I thought there was a button I could press, but that's okay. But yeah, I'm glad that this is all good stuff. I'm really happy about this conversation, and I know I've invited you, and hopefully it works out for you to come help teach a class when I do my program. And
I want to so bad.
Yes, yeah, I would love if you be like a guest speaker, because I feel like you have so much insight that you could share with these students. I'm so excited for this. But essentially going to be helping people learn how to scale and grow their spa business and learn things that I didn't originally know but had to learn, and I think it's just going to be an awesome experience. So we're definitely going to coordinate that.
I literally have another thing.
Yeah, of course.
For massage therapy, make sure that you carry yourself professionally. Carry yourself with that determined but soft face, because you need that. You are in the field of it's you against the whole world, pretty much. It's because you are getting energies to come to you. You are you're so powerful as a massage therapist. Who's coming back to somebody they don't like?
Yeah, not me.
I'm not. So like at the end of the day, you have to carry yourself. That's why I said work on your virtues. Practice your wisdom. Practice wisdom. Because those are gonna make people gravitate towards you. Like what? I can't even gravitate. They're gonna trust me, because it's how you carry yourself. Like people tell me, like, face, you know, and it's just the way that you look and the way that you approach people and the way that you're so easy to talk to. You need to have those qualities for people to want to come back to you, and you need to genuinely feel these things. That's part of practice, is genuinely doing these things, and
No, that's
it's
really important. Like
very
carrying
thing.
yourself a certain way, because something about massage is that most of us were doing this locally. We're doing this in our own cities, our own towns. Like that's who you're marketing to. So it is. I remember our instructor really did emphasize like sometimes like how you present yourself is important, and that's online and offline too.
Yes.
So, and of course, I'm not saying like, at least for me, I'm not saying that everyone has to like look the same or whatever. It's because you'll attract your type of person, because there's different types of people, clients, all that. But you'll definitely attract your tribe if you have clarity on who your ideal clients are.
Yep. And that's why they practice your virtues. Everybody's virtues, ethical standpoint is not the same.
Right.
And that's what's great about philosophy. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
It doesn't. You're. Oh, geez. Sorry. You're going to attract the people that you are supposed to attract, and you'll know if it's right or wrong. Trust me.
Yeah, that's that intuition to let you know. Makayla, I'm so happy that you joined me on this live podcast. This was an amazing conversation. This one just exceeded any expectation I thought I had. Like, this was amazing.
And I'm super nervous because I'm super like, I'm not an introvert. It's hilarious, but I'm shy.
Yeah.
When I first get into a huge crowd, like, or, you know, and faced with a bunch of people, and BNI helped me with that. You know, you have to do commercials, so you're, you know, easily able to speak after that in front of people. But I am kind of shy, kind of introverted when it comes to my business. So like this is an opening point for me, and this is amazing, and I like how I feel. So I see more of a future thing for me, and I hope that we can inspire people together for a long and soon, ASAP, because we're here, we're living, and people are asking.
Absolutely. Yeah, that is something I will say about Makayla. She is very humble. Like she's doing like big things at the age of 24, but she like I don't see anyone really talking about this. Like that's why I was really proud when you went on Facebook and like shared even like the money goal that you got to in your business, all that, like being open about that, because that's something that should be celebrated. Like,
you know,
like seriously, especially as a woman, especially as a single mom, like especially as a woman of color. Like, come on now. Come on.
I know, and I guess that really shows the genuine humbleness in me. It's just I'm doing it just because this is my life, and I don't have to show anyone what I'm doing. I don't.
I love
and
that. Yeah.
It's like, and I've made money goals that people probably wonder how I made with not even being a face of anything.
Right.
But I'm the face of my community. You don't know it because you're not a part of it.
Yeah, I love that. Like, that really goes to show you don't have to like be the face of something. Like you don't have to like be on a platform, anything like that. As long as you're like doing the work, so you're really doing it for your community. So that is something I will say about Makayla. She's very, very humble. But you know, this whole hour was just to like also, you know, give some tips, give some insights, some motivation, but also celebrate her business, Master Massage, and what she's doing in Minneapolis. And I think that's awesome. And this is just the beginning. So I'm just so happy for you. Like,
thank you. I love you dearly. This is one of my bestest friends.
Oh, I love you too. And I just feel so awesome that, you know, a lot of my close friends are like doing big things and building businesses. Just, yeah. So thank you again for joining, and let everyone know, especially when I publish this, how they can find you, how they can, you know, learn more about your business.
So you can find me on Instagram at Master of Massage MN. You can find our website at www.masterofmassagemn.com, and you can simply find us on Google, Master of Massage.
Yes, I'm definitely going to be booking very, very soon. Hopefully, I can get up there. I'm not going to go to Minnesota in December like I keep doing for the past
I know.
years.
Come in the summer, please.
Summertime.
And I haven't
Okay?
given you a massage in years. It's been like 3 or 4 years since I given you a massage. So come on.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And if you ever come down to Florida, you know I got you. So,
Yes, her massages are so majestic. You're gonna get the whole. You're gonna feel your whole muscle when she goes across it. I swear. So, so yeah, you
yeah.
gotta love it. Okay. Well, I love you, and I'm so glad we did this. And have a good night, people.
Have a good night. Bye.